This is Tales and Whispers, where every story is felt, not just heard.
You know, we're kind of hardwired to trust what we see. If something looks calm, we think it's safe. If it looks beautiful, we figure it must be harmless. But what if that very trust is a trap? Today, we're going to dive into how a serene, beautiful appearance can hide a truly lethal reality. And we're going to do it by following one incredible and very real story. So let's start with this question. Can beauty actually be a trap? I mean, can something that looks so peaceful, so inviting, really be a source of profound danger? Well, let's find out. All right, so our story begins in a place that sounds like actual paradise. Let's go back in time to the summer of 2017. I want you to picture this. An Australian nurse named Susan Parrish is on vacation in New Caledonia. You know the scene, a gorgeous, calm beach, crystal clear water. It's perfect. And as she's walking along the sand, just enjoying the moment, something small, moving right at the water's edge, catches her eye. It's this little snake, and it's elegantly striped with these black and white bands. It almost looks, well, chic, fashionable even. But more importantly, it's just so calm. There is zero sign of aggression. It's just there, peacefully minding its own business. So Susan, she stops, she gets a little closer, and she's just struck by how peaceful this little creature is. And her immediate thought isn't fear, it's fascination. The voice in her head says, "What's this? It's cute." And that one single thought, that one perception of harmlessness, is about to lead her to a decision she will absolutely never forget.
And this is where it gets wild. In a moment of pure impulse, she just reaches down and picks it up. The snake doesn't fight back, it doesn't struggle or try to slither away, so she gets even bolder. She brings it right up close to her face, and then she kisses it. Yeah, kisses it. And then, to top it all off, she takes out her phone for a few photos with her new little friend to remember this special moment before gently letting it go. As far as she's concerned, that's the end of a cool story. Or so she thought.
Okay, now let's jump forward just a few hours, because that peaceful, charming memory from the beach is about to get completely shattered in the most unexpected place. Later that same day, Susan decides to check out a small local museum. You know the kind. It showcases all the island's native wildlife. She's just wandering through the exhibits, looking at pictures of local critters, reading the little descriptions, completely oblivious to the bombshell that's waiting for her. And then she sees it, a photo of a snake with those exact same black and white stripes. She leans in to read the name, banded sea crate. And then her eyes fall to the description, a description that must have turned her blood to ice. Its venom? Incredibly potent. We're talking 10 times stronger than a rattlesnake's. A tiny, minuscule amount is more than enough to kill a full-grown human.
Just let that sink in for a second. 10 times more potent. This just perfectly illustrates the massive, invisible danger she was literally holding in her hands, pressing against her face just a few hours before. Standing there in that quiet museum, staring at that photo, just one question had to be screaming in her mind. And it's the question that gets to the absolute heart of what we're talking about today. How? How could something that looked so calm, so completely peaceful, be so unbelievably deadly? And this right here brings us to the core lesson of Susan's story. See, what saved her wasn't just blind luck. It was a complete and almost fatal misunderstanding on her part of what that snake's calmness really meant. So why did she survive? I mean, seriously, why? Well, it's not because she was some kind of snake charmer. It's because the banded sea crate, by its nature, is generally not aggressive. It really only bites when it feels seriously threatened. So in a weird way, she survived because the snake was actually calmer and less reactive than she was. And that leads us to the single most important point of this entire story. This is the big one. A calm, beautiful, or inviting appearance is not, I repeat, not a guarantee of safety. Calmness can be a mask, and sometimes it's a mask for immense danger. So, great story. But how do we take this powerful, terrifying lesson from a beach in New Caledonia and actually apply it to our own lives, where hopefully we're not running into venomous snakes? Well, this principle is everywhere once you start looking for it. Think about it. In our relationships, someone's soft, gentle words can hide really hurtful actions.
In your career, an opportunity that looks super easy and promises a quick win might actually be a hidden trap. And online, content that looks innocent, funny, and shareable could be seriously dangerous misinformation. The calm snake takes on many, many forms.
Okay, so knowing all this, how do we protect ourselves? How do we stop ourselves from getting fooled by a pretty but dangerous appearance? Well, it actually comes down to a really simple but really powerful mental tool.
Let's just call it the two-question rule. And it's your shield. Before you embrace something just because it looks calm or nice or easy, you have to ask yourself two things. First, what is the reality behind this appearance? You gotta look deeper than the surface. And second, what is the price of a mistake? If I'm wrong about this, what are the consequences?
I mean, if Susan had asked those two questions on the beach, she would have realized the reality was an unknown wild animal, and the price of a mistake was, well, her life. These two simple questions, they are your shield. They can be the difference between a funny memory and a life-altering or even life-ending regret.
And so I'm gonna leave you with this. Take a second and really think about it. Look at the people in your life, the opportunities in front of you, the information you're consuming. What is the calm snake in your life right now? What is that thing that looks beautiful and harmless on the surface, but might be hiding a reality you haven't really stopped to consider?